Hey everybody, KDM8080 here with yet another LEGO Transformer. This time LEGO Transformer number 3, Roadmaster. Now this is my biggest Transformer I've built so far and probably will be for a while. But he's based on a Kentworth K200 big cab semi-truck. Obviously with a oil or gas tank attached. He rolls quite well under his own weight. Like he does have 18 wheels, so that helps. He's got a pivot here, like any truck would, and also you can go ahead and remove the trailer if you'd like. And these fold down, which that's definitely not accurate to actual trailer stands, but it just works with what I've got. And we can go ahead and take a look at the truck on its own here. Let me move the tank out of the way. You can see it's a nicely detailed little truck. It's got license plates front and back. I even added these little mirrors just because, I don't know, I'm OCD, I like little details like that. It's got the camper bay window, and yeah, rolls quite well. It's got pretty clean back, tail lights, and little trailer hitch there. It's the underside. Can't quite tell there's much going on there. You got these little claws though, those definitely stand out. And then for the trailer here, bring that in. It's got a nice little access ladder up the front. You got rails along the top that people could supposedly walk on if they decided to, I guess. It's got signal lights all around. You can kind of see some of the transformation bits here. Tried to hide those, you just can't. Those also move a bit. But yeah, all in all, I think it's pretty detailed. Let me raise the camera up so you can see kind of what the top looks like. And I think it's pretty well rounded. But yeah. So for size comparison, let me bring the truck back in here. We got the only Transformer I've got in vehicle mode right now, which is Bullseye. So you can see how that stacks up next to him. And we can bring in one in robot mode. We got Nightwing here, stood up next to him. You can see Nightwing is about twice as tall as the truck comes up to. Move him back out of the way. Alright, and then for size comparison, something people might have, there's a Fabuland Cowgirl. Here's Spider-Man and Buff Emmett. So just for a little size comparison there. And then of course there's also this little guy I built specifically to be in scale with him. So yeah. Now I'm going to do the transformation for him in 2 parts. He doesn't need to come apart here. This trailer hitch can actually stay connected the whole time you transform it. It's just a whole lot harder that way. So we're going to go ahead and do it in 2 parts so that I can keep it in frame and everything. And then I'm not totally sure how I'm going to put them together, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So we'll start with this. You're just going to want to come and untab the sides like this. So you just crunch it, and then you can pull the top off. Like that. And this actually, that's supposed to stay down on that piece. And you can pull this out. I'll go ahead and transform it here on camera. You just straighten this whole piece out. That peg's in there, and that straightens out. And you'll flip that back. And then we'll come here. You can pull up on both those leg sections. And then we'll go ahead and rotate this, pull that forward so it's out of the way, and we'll rotate this up like that. That's probably good. There we are. Very, very big. Very hard to work with. Let me tip it on its side here so we can see the bottom now. We're going to come here, and that's going to come untabbed. It's just got some studs on the top there that peg up into that. Same with this piece. You're going to untab that from there. And now this is probably one of the hardest parts. What we want to do is, these are going to actually spread open, and they slide on this rail so that you can get a little extra clearance. They're not supposed to come off completely, but they slide towards the ends of the rail. And then this disconnects here and here. So if we can do everything just right, this piece here is also a major pain to get around everything without it falling off. So then we'll just open up those pieces and push that right through. And there we go. And that'll come down most of the way. These flip over like so. It's a little hard to get the clearance, but same on both sides. Oh, you can see it disconnected. Make sure I got that on there right. I think I do. Alright, and then we're going to take this piece, and let me bring everything a little closer and lower this. So we've got these two studs here and that stud in the middle, and then on the bottom of this piece there's those studs and that peg sticking out. So we'll just get these fenders moved up out of the way on this ball joint, and those will just spin 360 towards the back. I'll do that on both sides. The other one here. There we go. Alright. And then this will come up, and it's going to peg in to those holes I showed you. Just come right up, and there we go. Now it's one piece. So then this piece here, that should be up still, this will come down and out. That'll flip over, and this all can come back down. Now let's move to this part for a second here. We're going to want to flip these pieces the opposite direction, which might take a little finagling. Alright, and then this piece is supposed to, oh, it's coming apart here. Uh-oh. There we are. Alright, so then this piece has this tab here, and that tab is supposed to hook onto, oh wait, there's a clip right here that was supposed to come off with this hinge. Let me see if I can show this off. When this hinge came back, that was supposed to come back with it, like that. So then this would shift towards the middle, and we're going to want to clip the tail piece. We're going to want to clip that clip to that piece sticking out there. Oh, and this is somehow got put back on upside down. It's supposed to be this way. Alright. So now, let's actually come back here, and we're going to stand them up. There we are. Alright. This is getting wildly inconvenient now. Uh-oh. Lost the tail there. Let me get this tail sorted out, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got that pegged in right here. And then this piece is just going to go ahead and... Oh, came untabbed in there. Get that back on there. Alright, so this piece will just fold down right over that on both sides. And then these will kind of aim around. Still can't quite see things. Got stuff pretty maxed out here. The limits of my room. Alright. So then we'll get this piece folded around. And then this piece here, these slide out on that rod. And this folds down along the top. And those wings can fold up. Alright. So now to the legs here, we're just going to click each side out. One click. We're gonna, let me drop this back down, or I'll just angle down. Pop each of the legs apart. Gonna lift this up. This piece is gonna push into the middle on both sides. Oh, this one came undone. Again, that piece is only held on by one stud, so those one stud connections aren't super strong. So then we'll turn that leg. Both those can bend. That one spreads a little forward. Let me come around and get the other side. This opens upwards. That splits. That splits. That rotates back. Then you can spin the legs at the knees here so that you can get movement out of them. And then let me, this back leg, same thing. You just have to turn them so they can clear their own kibble. And let me see if I can even get them to stand like this. He kind of needs the top of them to weigh him down for him to even stand. But let's see. Well, there you go. You can see half of them done. Alright, so now on to the cab. We're gonna, let me move my camera a little bit better here. Bring everything closer. So first you're gonna move these antlers forward, which by the way, those can actually, you can flip these up and fold those down in and close these back up, but I just don't know. I like the horns on the truck. I know it's kind of contradictory to the robots in disguise, but I like them. So those open up, and then you're going to come here to the side and unpeg it right here. Kind of want that tan dot to stay with it. And then unpeg it here. And then unpeg it up here. You got a lot of, there's just a lot of unpegging everything. So get that untabbed And then you can push down on that, that untabbed on both sides. And then once that's untabbed, you can push down on this piece and open this little flap. Oh, untabbed too much there. There we go. And that can fold back. And we'll do that on both sides. That untabbed, and then there. And that can fold back. And then this will unpeg from that. And we'll come up here in the front. Go ahead and just flip that over on the ball joint. Tilt it like that. Then we'll go ahead and let's come here to the shoulders. What you want to do is unpeg this piece from the wheel and then pull it out. And all of this, probably blocking too much of the screen, all of this will come out on a bit of a ball joint armature there. So just fold that back. We'll do the same on the other side. Around here, that came untabbed. Alright, so what you'll do is get this piece out from inside there. This piece will come out from here. And there you are, this whole bit. This whole bit comes back and folds back. Alright, and then you get these pieces of the chest untabbed. Now this one, I haven't built this perfect, but yeah, that just comes off like that. I think actually that needs to come off with it, like that. Uh-oh, horns are popping off. That's okay, because we can go ahead and move these pieces out to the side, like so. And there you can see his head. So let's just bring up his head. Oh no. Oh, I thought I didn't have this piece, but his jaw piece broke off. Anyway, so what we'll do is kind of open up his face so we can close up his jaw. And then snug it back up. This little crust came off. There we go. And then his horns are going to flip over like that. Alright, and then we'll start coming in here at these little arms. We'll pull all these around. Alright. We can just keep those towards the front. Uh-oh, that piece came off. That back on here really quick. Alright, now I'm going to fold the head all the way back, and this piece here, just this piece here in the middle. Oh, wait, you want to flip that down too. Then this whole part, uh-oh, came untabbed. Here we go, get that back on there. Let me start reaching around this way. This piece here flips under and around everything else. Uh-oh. Right there, let me just show you guys, right there on that peg. And that rotates around both sides. It definitely gets caught on a lot of the other stuff, but you can get it around pretty easy. And there we go. Now that's flipped over. Get that hook back on there. Now we'll come up here to these little arms and get these all lined up with each other. And kind of just fold those up like this. Do that on both sides. All right, flip them back and then forward. And those become his little ribs, kinda. So there's that, and then now this piece ratchets back. You gotta kinda get everything else out of the way. But this will ratchet back, and then that piece there hooks on top to hold it in place. And then we'll come to these bits, and we want to get these around, in front of these shoulder pieces so that you can get those tucked behind. And actually, before we even bother with that, let's go ahead and get the arms transformed. So you're going to just swivel that up onto that ball joint there. You can see it just folded over itself, and then that clip, see here, this clip, that clip and this clip are going to go together. So we're going to ratchet that up like so. See, it keeps coming undone. It's a lot of weight to have moving on one ratchet. But then that clips into there. And then this piece folds back and just sits into that little gap there. And then let me pan back, bring it up a little. All right, so then you can take this piece, bring that down, and the arm is basically done. Just rotate it back like that. And we'll do the same on this side. I'll try to just get through this pretty quick because that's taking a long time. This just rotates up and clips into there. There we go. Now we can go ahead and pick them up. We'll come around here to the back where we've got this piece comes disconnected from there, and then that flips around. This bends there, and it tabs in to the back here. Everything's aligned, right? All right, so there's that. Now we can come back around to the front, push the head all the way up and back. Let me raise this up yet again. All right, so now we just get these pieces flipped around. Ignore that. Put it back on there. Those pieces come flip around like this. The other side. Let's see if I can't do this without anything falling off. There we go. And then just bring these pieces up and around. And then they tab in. Oop, that piece fell off again. And these pieces tab in right here. Like that. And then you can open up the little front panel to fill in that one little gap there. Alright, so we'll do the same on the other side now. Just get this up past, up around. Get it up to here. And peg it on there. There we go. This piece back in. And then this opens back up. There we go. All right. And then the only thing left is I've got to get these two pieces in back behind his head. That part comes out and it hooks onto the other side. You got to kind of get that right in between that gap. And then these two pieces, they're supposed to hook together. So there you go. Just wasn't quite lining up right. And then, oh yeah, forgot the hands. Gotta do the hands. Flip up. You get his hands. They come out, they flip around, and then all of his fingers flip past each other. Uh-oh. Kind of broke his arm off. Let's see if I can't show that off better on this side. That comes down, flips over, and all of his fingers just fold around past each other. You can kind of point the claws together, and then it comes back up. And there we go. Now, let me just figure out how I'm going to hook him onto the other half of him, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so here we are in my living room. Let's go ahead and get these two halves put together. So, what we're going to try to do here is just, it's pretty simple. You're going to take this peg and put it into the trailer hitch. And then you'll take these studs and hook them right here. So let's see if we can get that done. There and there. And there we go. Now he's hooked together. Let's go ahead and bring him back. The stand set up here so we can check him out. And there he is in all his glory. He's incredibly big. His shoulders don't stay pegged in the greatest because they're so big and heavy. But it's alright. Yeah, see, it just does not want to stay pegged in. Uh-oh. There we go. You can see he's got pretty good range of motion in the arms. You can bring his hand all the way up. He can grab his own face if he wants, but he doesn't really need to. His legs are all individually articulated, as you can kind of see with the transformation. Let me come in closer here. His little ribs here are all individually articulated and can all come forward so he can somewhat have combat with them. Which is pretty neat, I think. You can reposition his legs however you want. I mean, there's not a million ways you can put them where they're super solid. In some of the ways they're pretty flimsy, but certain poses he can hold really well, like the standing stationary pose. That's the one he's the best at. And then his tail, turn the camera around so you can see his tail here. His tail is articulated here with a ratchet, here with a ratchet. Actually, this kind of want to spin backwards and that backwards. And you can start to get some posability, having those all flipped around each way. And this piece came off. There we go. As you can see, his tail is very posable. And his legs would be more posable if LEGO could just build better ratchets. So, let's get down to size comparison here. Get the stand it up like this. So we got, there's Bullseye in vehicle mode. Here's Nightwing in robot mode. So you can see how they stack up next to each other. And then here's Hideout next to him. So you can see definitely some competition there. Much bigger than everybody else. And then for minifigure, there's Buff Emmett. Oh, I dropped Buff Emmett. Now let's get him to hold Emmett. Too much work. It's too much work for him to hold Emmett. There we go. So you can see he's much bigger. Oh, there he goes. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and clean that up now. Alright, please like and subscribe. Check out KDM8080 on Instagram for more. See you next time.